G'day everyone, Jason Nunn, Fisherman's Warehouse, Tuckerwald, Marks Point, with this Friday's fishing report. Well, some really nice fishing this week when the weather was good. Last weekend, I had an opportunity to get to the shelf on the Sunday. A little bit of an easterly blowing, but to my surprise, there was quite a few marlin out there. We were able to pick up a striped marlin, but there was a few really nice fish caught. Quite a few stripes. There was a black marlin caught, and of course, on the Saturday, there was even wahoo down on the Southern Canyon. So it just goes to show you, even though we're losing temperature air-wise, the water temp out there is really, really good. It was in around about that 24.5 degrees. Water was a terrible colour, but it didn't seem to matter. And of course, there was even a small yellowfin caught down in our Southern Canyon. So hopefully, that is a sign of things to come. As we start to move now into April and May, we're going to start to see more yellowfin out on the shelf, and there's still plenty of time to get out there and chase a marlin. That water temp was all the way back into the island in around about 23.5. Now, of course, today, being Friday, we've got quite big swell running and these southerly winds. It's going to back off, and I reckon Sunday is going to be a beautiful day. Look, 26 degrees, and Monday and Tuesday looking absolutely fantastic for fishing. Through the week, some great tailor got caught in the lake. There was fish up to 67 centimetres down around Pulborough Island in that deeper water, and that is the tip. Get into that deeper water, troll those deep divers, the tail dancers, crazy deeps, something that's going to get you down around that 8 and 9 metres, and look for these fish busting up. Had a couple of great reports from Sam this week. He was able to get down there with his dad, and they got a couple of cracking fish, just watching them blow up on the surface and then getting some chrome lures into them, and that's all it takes to catch some of these really big tailor. The flathead have continued this week also, and I reckon as we get these better conditions early next week, that'll be the case. A lot of fish moving down and out the channel. There was a lot of action on kingfish again. Look, Wednesday afternoon I went over Swansea Bridge. There was 5 boats in and around the bridge and about 10 guys fishing off various points of the shoreline down there. So some cracking reports on Lake Kingfish all the way through the channel as well. And of course, even this morning, there was bonito busting up near Lucy's breakwater. So there's plenty of fish throughout the channel. Got the first sign this week also of a couple of salmon coming in to the channel. So that is a real autumn type theme. So everything's starting to fall into place. Look, I know we've had a little bit of rain, but remember, the lake's a catchment, so it's not going to dirty up as readily as some of the rivers. There's been still a few whiting on the sand flats and some beautiful bream around. And I reckon once this swell abates on Sunday, Monday, the beach fishing is going to be out of sight. There's been some beautiful mulloway getting caught off the beach, but tailor, bream, and flathead in particular, they're going to be the main target species. And I think you'll see big numbers of these fish along our coastline, particularly over the next 4 or 5 days. Look, fishing is going to really, really improve. If you've got an opportunity to get offshore, do so. You know, Monday, Tuesday, if you can snare a couple of days off, I reckon there'll be some monster snapper getting caught along the coastline. Some big swells down off Sydney this morning up to 10 metres. So that's a real big stir up. So that inshore fishery will fish incredibly well early in the week. And of course, not to mention out on the farm, there's probably going to be some big reds out on that deep water, particularly that 100-metre line. Look, it's just a matter of getting out there. I know, it's not perfect this weekend, but I still think that Sunday onwards we'll have a good of a crack. Plenty of squid still in the lake, and be mindful that these squid now will go all the way through April and in fact into May. Now this weekend I've got a bit of surprise for you. On 10 Bowl, 5 p.m. on Sunday night, IFISH came to town beginning of December, and I had a great opportunity to fish with Paul for a couple of days. The episode on Sunday afternoon is going to be, of course, Swansea Channel whiting with a little bit of crabbing. Look, it was a lot of fun working with Paul to do the IFISH episodes. I hope everyone enjoys it, and I hope everyone gets an opportunity to tune into the IFISH on 10 Bowl, 5 p.m. on Sunday. There was some good fishing, a lot of laughs, and look, it just showcases what Swansea Channel and Lake Macquarie can do. Now, the other bit of news that we've got is, of course, Zerek is our sponsor of our Fish of the Week program. The Zerek team have also altered a little bit with some of their Zerek fish traps, and the key to it is, and it's just now been released, we now have a 78mm Zerek fish trap. So we've always had the bigger guy, but the beauty of it is with this 78mm, it's going to have a slower sink rate, and particularly in conditions over the next week or two when we've got all this bait now packing up in the lake and all these tail are busting through it. Your mulloway, flathead, and even some of these lake, so the snapper basically, will be underneath. This slower sink rate will allow this lure to stay down through the water column longer before it hits the bottom. I think this is a great initiative in the Zerek range, the 78 miller. We'll see a lot of this stock start to turn up next week. This is one to really look out for our lake anglers. Now, of course, it comes to this time of our month or our 4-week period where we get into our 4-week winner. And look, I have to be honest, we're seeing a lot of entrants with some fantastic photos and some great reports. This young man has had a cracker over the last few weeks. He's been very avid with his dad getting down there fishing. Young Blake Marriot, he was one of our earlier winners with the Watching the Leap and Bonita. He and his dad went down to Swansea Bridge there. Blake is only a young fella. He caught an 105 centimetre yellowtail kingfish on a big soft plastic, managed it by himself, and of course, even big credit to Blake, he was able to let the fish go and fight another day. Blake, that is a tremendous effort. I know your dad's proud of you, and we are as well. This just goes again to give guys an indication that you don't have to have a boat to be successful with your fishing. Shore-based angling, particularly in our Swansea Channel, Lake Macquarie area, is very, very strong. An 105 centimetre kingy off the bank, basically. Blake, commendable effort. Come on down and get your blades and tail. Come on down and get your 6 Zerek fish traps and your gadget tackle box. That is a great effort. I hope everyone enjoys the IFISH program.